Welcome to Preach Kev, Preach with Rashad. We are the Prophet, sitting episode, another sermon, coming at you from 12 on Sports, Zingo TV, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can check us, man. Rashad, what's going on, man?
Another Thursday on the docket, man. Ready for some football. We got all kind of news going on right now, man. Got Raiders out here catching COVID bad, or at least they at least going on the list for potential COVID, man. So, I mean, anybody want to put a little bit on that point spread, but if in the that thing should change dramatically if they don't have no O line.
Not even that. You know, we got Josh Jacobs everywhere. I can't play him, bro. I can't do it.
Oh no,
I can't do it. Gotta take him out. Hey,
yeah, unless he gonna just turn into a pass catcher,
bro. That's one of the wildest things.
Your whole starting O line, like you gonna play backups, you gonna play practice squad guys. I mean,
that's like the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. Like all five. What?
But I mean, it makes sense though, cause Trent Brown
in the trenches with him.
When they do that monitoring of who he's been in close contact with, it's gonna be the O line from practice, the game, film room, everything.
That is. I saw the update. I was like, man, this is. I was already skeptical with Josh Jacobs with the Buccaneers matchup. So I was like, man, I got the bail, easy bail, easy bail.
Yeah, he's definitely not a daily fantasy play, even with the O-line, because Bucks, if they can stop McCaffrey and some other guys from running the ball on them, they'll stop Jacobs. And now he don't have an O-line. Man, that's a dud waiting to happen.
So don't put yourself through that. That's what it is. Don't put yourself through something like that because it's not going to happen.
That's why you draft well. You got to have that backup plan.
Yes, sir. You got to have the backup plan. Before we get to everything we'll talk about, man, did you see they dropped some 2K ratings out there? I want to ask you a couple questions on it as far as like 2K versus reality. Are they close? So obviously LeBron James number 1, 98 overall. All right. They gave Giannis 97 right behind him. And then you got KD, Curry, and Dame all three at the same level. You got other questionable. So what do you think about Dame being just as good as Kevin Durant right now, coming off the Achilles injury? You got Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, D Book, all 88s, around the same. Clay at 89, which I think those three should be higher than him, but that's my opinion. But guys like Kyrie's made a top 90 list. PG-13, surprisingly, 88 as well. What you take on it, man?
Well, I mean, I don't really judge it too much because 2K is always a fluid situation. Like it's always based upon your last result and when the game comes out. So LeBron's been the best player in the world for at least the last decade or so. So he should always have the best rating. But of course that changes because it's been a few years. They're gonna put Curry or somebody that's gonna be above him. But based upon what happened this year, him and Giannis were the top 2 players in real life, so their ratings mimic that.
Right.
You got
your boy James 96.
your Harden, man, that's my guy. And then you got KD coming off an injury, so they still gave him his respect of being
that's
a high
respect.
overall. Yeah. So but it's fluid because when he was the man, he was 97, 98. So it's always fluid. I don't really judge it that much. As long as similar players are close to each other, like the Trae Young, D Book, Mitchell. If you're gonna put them all 88, I'm fine with that. But don't put 92, 89, 87, right? Because they all are. They similar skill sets, similar body type wise and somewhat similar skill set. Because Booker get buckets the best out of all of them. But I think Trae shoots the best out of them. But Mitchell is more all around because he's like a 22, 5 and 5, and Trae Young and D Book don't be rebounding the ball like that.
They be dogging D Book in threes, bro. Like he be like 83. I'm like, how much do
he better than that, man. He way better than that.
Yeah, I mean that's all I look at. I'd be like, all right, if he's that, then he got to be that, And I know I'm like vice president of the Klay Thompson Hater Club, but from your unbiased opinion, do you think he should be better than like Mitchell, who can lead the team to the playoffs, and D Book, who can take his team 8-0 in the but? Like, do you at least from last season to this season?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's a fluid thing. He didn't play this year, so they gave him a respect rating, and then just based off of his precedent of he can shoot the three. I mean, he's the best defender of the four. So, even though he's a second option on his team, just off the respect of what he's done in the past, lighting up from three, he can get 60 and three quarters. Just his history and not playing this past year, that's a pretty good rate for Clay. I mean, it's fair. Granted, we can think those other guys are better players, like that can be a one option, but just off Clay's,
That's
his
fine. That's
history and
fine.
what he can do. I mean, it's
Okay.
only 1 point, so I don't be
Okay.
tripping because
I
it's
know I be
fluid.
hating. I know I be hating, Rashad. You ain't got to tell me. They did show Luca, who we got as MVP for 2021 season, some love. He had 94, and Jimmy B. Hey, I know we talked about it. And I put a tweet out maybe a week or two ago. I was like, hey, Jimmy got to be in your top 10 this year. Like he just got to be in. You named 10. I was like, try again, because I just feel like you can't leave him out. Like you just after what he did, yeah, legacy ranking or we do year to year. I'm like, man, the way he played, like warranted that 93. Probably should be higher the way he played, and yeah, it's only 1 year thing, like you said, it's fluid, so it may drop, may go higher, but I'm finally glad they gave him some love, man, because that man Jimmy was on a tear, and I'm glad people got to see who he like really is.
Yeah, rankings are fluid, man. Like if you look at just around the All Star time, that's the top 20, supposedly the top 24 players in the game. But you
It's a
know,
bonus.
I mean, when you look at All Star, you thinking, all right, Jimmy didn't even start, so you think is he really a top 10 player, X Y Z whatever? But then when you get to the playoffs and you see how, he was the leading his team, carrying his team,
Yeah,
that helps elevate him over a guy like Siakam, who wouldn't be in the top five wise, but if you voting a top seven, top 10 MVP candidate, or you had Jason Tatum, I think he's like a 90. So like ratings they're fluid because for the most part, I thought Jimmy and Tatum and guys like that were kind of like the same level regular season wise, but when the playoffs came,
they both
to see
jumped
what
up to
they
crazy.
both
Yeah, yeah.
they both played great ball, but to see how Jimmy pushed through to the finals and he's I like Tatum, but unbiasedly, Jimmy's the better defender of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, and then out on the offensive side, I mean, Jimmy don't shoot the three that great. Tatum's more well rounded offensively, whatever. But I mean, it's not like it's a landslide for either guy. So
Yeah.
for Jimmy to be a 92, 93, Tatum like a 90, something like that, that's fair.
Really, really, all 2K got to do is go back in the NFL 2K5 days. Like back then, they used to have like leadership and like composure ratings. Like, hey, you put that leadership on Kyrie. That boy 84.
Right.
He down there. And also to end it off, Zion got a rating of 86 after what he done. After his injury, and he got a new coach on the way. Stan Van Gundy signed a 4-year deal to the New Orleans Pelicans. Which I mean, I, I like Stan Van Gundy, man. I'm a big Stan Van Gundy guy. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan. So like even back in the Orlando days, and yeah, the Detroit thing didn't work out as planned, but I mean, maybe we shouldn't stop trying to think of coaches in the light when they had be around Blake Griffin, because he gets hurt. He doesn't. Your best player never really stays there. So the Detroit thing, and one of your best players is Drummond, who's or just a rebound machine. He's not this guy you can throw into the post. So, it's okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. Reggie Jackson, your point guard. I'm fine with like that not working. It's Detroit. They don't know. They really don't know what they're going through. But hey, New Orleans, this team, he got Drew. I mean, for now, he got Drew Holiday. Still got Lonzo. Brandon Ingram was All Star last year. Zion, when he plays, is one of the best players. I mean, his rating from that even shows like he one of the best players on the court at all times. And Stan Van Gundy, who is a winner, 523, 384 losses for a career. Like he is a winner, and the whole idea is to make this team a championship team, or at least the way to think that way. And Stan Van Gundy, to me, is that guy. He built a team like Dwight Howard, Rashard Lewis, Hedo Turkoglu, like Jameer Nelson. When you look back at that team and think of like the championship teams that we know love, like the '80s Sixers, Celtics, Lakers, the Warriors we see now, in the Heat with LeBron, them, the Lakers this year, like the championship teams that we see, you look at them, you be like, man, how do they even, how do they even compete with it? I mean, yeah, they lost 4-2 to Lakers, but I still think him and David Griffin can make a great pair, and sky's the limit.
Yeah, Zion's 2K rating. I mean, that's still just it's a respect rating, and it's a
He can jump.
yeah, and it's like a forecast of how great he can be.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
when he played, he was 20-10. So it's like, okay, well, if he only played 22 games and he, whatever, how many he played, if he only played that many, he's 20-10. Why
Yeah.
not? That's kind of how you can justify him being that rating. Or like Steph, like you said about Steph, like he didn't play but a couple of games this year, so he got like a respect rating off him
Yeah.
being Steph Curry. So that's just gonna happen. Like I don't trip off it. Like I said, it's fluid. That thing changes during the season, after the season, all kind of stuff. Stan as a coach, I like Stan. I think he's gonna do a good job with the Heat for a couple of years. Made the East Finals. Of course, Pat Riley got him out of there the next year. They went and won the title. But for the most part, Stan was there for that development of D Wade into an emerging superstar, and he had Shaq's last true MVP caliber season. Goes to Orlando, helps Dwight turn into a machine, multiple time all defensive player of the year type guy. MVP level seasons, didn't win it, but MVP caliber season. So Stan is known for coaching up young guys. Their Orlando team was pretty good in my opinion. Like
Oh yeah.
Rashard Lewis was a good player, Turkle was a good player. Like that's 2 6'8" to 6'10" wings that aren't guardable because they can shoot the ball. Jameer
Lights
Nelson,
out. Lights out.
yeah, Jameer Nelson, one of the better college players of his era. He won a lot of college awards, and him and Dwight, they were friends. So they played pretty good together. You had guys like JJ Redick over there, Michael Petrie. So the team went as far as it did because they had so many long guys that can defend, shoot, and things like that. So
that's a great name you just said. I ain't heard that name in so long. Peaches, boy.
yeah, they had a nice little team, man.
Yeah.
So Stan knows how to coach them up. Of course, they made the 09 finals 4-1 to the Lakers, and they were in the East finals in 2010, but lost to Boston. So, I mean, for 2 years, they were at the top of the food chain in the East, and that's with Boston's big three. That's with MVP, back-to-back MVP, who we now consider the GOAT to a certain extent, LeBron James. So, I mean, to be able to compete in that East with that Magic team is pretty good. His Detroit run, people gonna look at it and say it was lackluster, no success. But I mean, look at the team he inherited.
Mm-hmm.
They had missed the playoffs like 8 years before he even got there. Like 8 years straight, no playoffs. He gets there. I mean, granted, they were like a 42-40 team, but they still made the playoffs. But just the roster he inherited, man, it wasn't great, especially during the changing of the era from this too big guy, like all that kind of stuff. That wasn't gonna work. And then when have we ever saw the head coach and GM thing work? Like it doesn't work. Doc did it. Tom Thibodeau did it.
It's very rare.
Stan Van Gundy did it. I mean, even NFL side, Bill O'Brien did it. He's out of there. Even Bill Belichick. Belichick is the GOAT, but he traded some guys people thought he shouldn't have traded. He's drafted some receivers that have not hit. So,
what?
Granted, his success has overwhelmed his failures or misses. But Belichick will always get the benefit of the doubt of being the one guy who can do it.
And same thing with Popovich.
But when you look at that, you look at that
minute,
precedent. Yeah, like you look at that precedent, who really can do it? And even Popovich, they still have people that kind of
who can do it
oversee that and scout phenomenally. So
that's true.
It's hard to manage a GM and head coach type of role, but with this Pelicans team, he's gonna have Zion in shape for sure. Because Stan loves defense, and he don't do all that out of shape stuff. So Lonzo Ball might finally get a chance to shine because Stan loves defense.
Hey, it's crazy. So are we saying Stan Van Gundy, his system, makes elite big men? Because yes, Shaq is already good, but he had an MVP season with Stan. Dwight Howard become one of the best centers, in that time frame, like you mentioned earlier. Andre Drummond was a 14 and 16 guy easily, and now you in New Orleans, and Zion already get you 20 and 10. Like you think Stan Van Gundy might be that guy to like you said, get him in the shape and because if he get in shape and get to 265, 260, yo, you talking about 26-14. That's what can happen. And maybe Stan Van Gundy got this center thing on lock. Yeah, the error may be out of here, and Zion's only what 6'6", 6'7", but at the same time, he's a big body.
It's a different era,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Like Zion can be your 4 or 5 in this era.
Yeah. So and with that, with having Shaq and Howard and Drummond and now Zion, like yo, if what we've seen so far, if it stays the same, like there's no reason why Zion won't be 25 and 13 next season, if he get in shape. So stay in the band, man. He might have a plan, and with Brandon Ingram still emerging, like this is you're reaching. I know we kind of high on the Pelican, but you're reaching like a peak that you was already probably going to get anyway. And now you have maybe if you get the right coach in play, you're talking about instant success. And if everybody's healthy, might even say there might be a lock. Like if you told me Zion give you 70 games, I think there could be a lock. I think he's that talented, like when he's on the court. So especially with Brandon Ingram playing at All-Star level.
Yeah, my thing is gonna be will Stan and can Stan adopt to the newer age of a load management type of thing because even though he's young, he's very explosive and he's a big body guy. I don't think they want to try to push Zion hard in the off season to get in shape during practice, and then more than likely the NBA will be traveling again next year with limited fans. So I don't think they want to try to push Zion to play 82 games, maybe not even 70, 75. He may need to just be a 62 to 66 type of guy. So
Yeah.
if you can miss a third of not a third, but like a fourth of the season, just all right, he gonna take this back to back off, or just kind of working back
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
because it would be his first full season. So if you can just kind of working back in 60 to 66 games, I think that'll be more than enough. Granted, he's gonna be the guy people are paying to see, and you don't want to cheat the fans, the few that will probably be in arenas, but you don't want to break the kid's body down because Stan is known to be a hard on you, kind of can wear you out type of guy. So he may not be the coach long term for the team. He may do 3 years, probably make the playoffs once or twice, but he could get moved on from if he kind of burns the players out or if the success isn't being elevated from a non-playoff team to a playoff team or from a first round to a second round because the West is loaded.
Do you think the Pelicans should go out and go after a big man then, like the Paul Millsaps? Let's see who else you got. Probably a free agent, but you get what I'm saying. Like go get to somebody that if I'm without Zion, or if I don't want to push him too hard, I can lean on somebody else. And they got Derek Favors, but that's not somebody you want to lean on. And if you're talking about somebody who can actually impact a game, I think Paul Millsap can. And like I said, this is all predicated because I think they should do this. I think they really should build around Brandon Ingram. I think that's more. I think that's the better system to me. If you build around somebody like Brandon Ingram, what's our motto? Wings win rings. Like do that, and then having Zion is the added bonus, in my opinion. Like, you got Lonzo, you got Drew Holiday. Those two guys who can pass the ball, play defense. If Lonzo ever takes the next step, you're talking about another piece to add. So if they build around Brandon Ingram and Zion is there with them, like this, you talking about a team that should pencil themselves in. Yeah, the West is loaded, but how many teams got 3 players in the West? Like that's 3 great players. And Brandon Ingram, well, he averaged what? He was plus 20, like 20s, at least 25 and 5. You know what I'm saying? Some crazy like that with Zion adding what he's adding. So it could be. Yeah, they too young right now, but hey, we've seen Luka come in dominate, Jokic come in, like we've seen other guys do it. So I got big like hopes for this team. Like now seeing that they got Stan.
No, I got to see a few things. All season really just getting started, so I got to see how stuff shakes out. Like I want to see, like what's the plan with Drew Holiday? Does he want to stay in New Orleans? Does he get traded to Brooklyn, or does he go to L.A. or Clippers or Lakers team? Because those teams do kind of want the guard spot. So I want to see like what's the plan with Drew? Does he get traded, or things like how I want to say how Stan figures out lineups too, because you really can't play certain guys together. Because if you throw in JJ in certain lineups, he's not that much of a defender. He's just more of a off the ball, gonna shoot kind of guy. And Ingram's strength isn't playmaking, and then Lonzo Ball hasn't gotten a better shot yet. So it's just certain stuff I want to see how it gets figured out. Like what's gonna be the defined playing style.
All you gotta do is bring in some. If they bring in two veterans, like a veteran big, like this is for example, let's say they get rid of Favors, a veteran big like a Millsap, and then a veteran wing. I'm just gonna say a name. I don't know. Somebody like a Wesley Matthews who can, not him in particular, but somebody who can give you 25 minutes if you need it, but can shoot the ball, can play defense, and so on and so forth. I think that's, you got if they bring in veterans and they show you bringing veterans, I think that would help his case of making the playoffs his first season as a coach.
Yeah, they got a few things I'm concerned about, but they should definitely be in contention for the playoffs. I mean, I think there's only like 6 teams you can for sure lock in. Like we always say, based upon health. You always assume health.
Right,
so
you got
of
to.
course,
Got to.
Of course, Lakers will be there. They got 2 top 5 players. Of course, you're gonna say Clippers. They got 2 top 15 players. Will they add a point guard or not? They got 2 top 15 players. Denver's not going anywhere.
It's 3.
Jokic and Murray are both ascending. I mean, you gotta assume with the second pick, Curry back, Clay back,
Warriors. Yep.
Draymond in that core. You gotta assume they're gonna be there. So that's 4 teams. I think we both believe. I mean, we both don't really care for Terry Stotts, but as a seeing what Dame can do, if they are just somewhat a little bit healthier, Portland should probably be there.
They should be. Yeah.
Utah is always a lock,
Yep.
so I'll go and throw Utah in. He's the MVP of next year. I don't care nobody.
Dallas. That's 7.
I'm gonna put Dallas in there. So.
Now, this is the team, Rockets.
So that 8 spot is like.
Sorry, Rockets.
Do Rockets go ahead and try to start this thing over?
Man, they gotta blow it up.
They haven't hired a coach yet. I know they
got a GM either.
No, they got a GM.
Who they signed?
Dang, what's the name? I think it's like Stone, something like that. I forget the first name. But yeah, they got somebody.
Oh, that's right. I think
the GM.
They said Morey gonna like help him out or something on the side or something, whatever.
Yeah, so they got a GM, but I'm just wondering, like, all right, you got the Russ to the Knicks rumors floating out there. I've been wanting Embiid and Harden on the same team forever. So I don't care if Embiid going to Houston or Harden going to Philly. I just want to see them play together. So if that happens, they are definitely a lock. But with the rumors swirling around right now, I don't want to put Rockets in just yet, because of
you can't. Yeah.
The Russ could be out, Harden could be out. You haven't signed a coach yet, so I don't want to throw Rockets in just yet. But with those guys and no big, I still, as a regular season team, I would put them in. But just as of today, I don't want to put them in.
You talking about a regular season team even without Mike's system, or you just saying James Harden is that good? That's what Russ and Harden are just that good.
Harden and Russ together just
that good.
I
get you. I get you. I'm with you.
Not winning 45, 46 games and getting in as a 7-8 seed, something like that.
I'm with you. Hey man, the Grizzlies fans are like, what about us? No, we ain't forget you. We just ain't saying.
Hey, OKC either, man, cause they talking about trading Chris Paul. Man, I know this past year I bet against them, but bro.
You can do it again.
Paul,
I bet against him again.
He's not doing it again. Chris Paul is not carrying the playoffs again.
Gallinari already said he's not coming back. Like he already talking about where to next. Like he be tweeting that all day. So, yeah. OKC, nah. Sorry. So even that's 2 playoff teams out, and you're going to enter the Warriors. So it's still possibly 1 team left and get in, and it's a good case for Zion and Brandon Ingram if they continue to ascend and stay healthy. So. That is a big part. So yeah, I'm with this Stan Van Gundy guy and David Griffin together as a GM coach pairing. That could very well be one of the best in the league. I mean, I guess it's not that many great good GMs and good coaches at the same time, but I feel like you got to have you got to start the front office. You get the front office right, you get the coach right, you got the star player lock. I think that's pretty much the steps in any sport.
Yeah, as long as they draft well, because for the most part, New Orleans hasn't really been a free agent hotspot. So as long as they draft well, or
man, would you blame them?
I think you can trust David Griffin to trade well. So as long as they draft and trade well, build around the right people, Because outside of JJ, nobody really signed there. So if you really just build correctly, I think they'll be fine. But the Drew Holiday thing is gonna be what makes or breaks their case.
If they trade Drew Holiday, everything I said in the past 20 minutes, I'm out.
Yeah, that's why
It's really riding on Drew Holiday. I can't.
yeah.
I'm out if that's the case. Can't
Yeah,
do it.
I'm taking that wait and see approach, man. Stan as a hire, I like Stan as a coach. I love the hire, but I gotta see how they fill out the roster, what they
Yeah.
do in the draft on draft night, and all that kind of stuff.
Other news, we talked about the Warriors earlier with the having that high pick. They talking about working out our number one guy on the board, still our number one guy, Denny, I was about to say Israel, but that's not right. But Denny, man, we talk about his game, talking about how he really had no weakness. Whether you want to say, oh, he can't play defense, but he hustles on defense. He wants to play it. He can shoot the basketball, facilitate, rebound, can do it all. And for a team like the Warriors, wouldn't that be what they need? Like, I know they want to trade for a high end guy, all right, but think about it. How many of those do you have where they can do everything? You're not going to get.
No, that's
You're not.
rare. That's rare.
You're not. I mean, because like, so for example, guys who do everything. Yeah, obviously not getting LeBron. That's out, right? Kevin Durant, you already had him out. Kawhi Leonard, not getting him out. So if you want to take a tier down, all right, Jimmy Butler, you're not getting him out. So after that, Paul George, you're not getting Paul George either. So that's as far as your do it all type of wings you're talking about getting. What's next? I mean, I'm trying to think of someone who can do it all that's not a star. Like you talk.
Nah, you're not getting a Luka Ben Simmons type guy.
The
I
only
mean,
the only way the only way the only way. All right, so maybe it's my guy that I talk about all the time, and you say this all the time. You say if he was a three, it worked better. Talking about my guy Chris Middleton. What do you think about him? Because think about it. If you always say Buck stuck, this is a way to get out of it. Maybe that can free you up to get Chris Paul in the trade. I'm just saying just different ideas. Just if you was to get him, you get a second pick and you can get Chris Paul. Like that's option. Obviously that's like a dream scenario for OKC to get young, Warriors to get another guy who can be a 50, 40, 90 guy with Curry and Clay and Draymond. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing out stuff as I'm thinking, but that's what I'm saying. But that's how hard it is. Like you're not going to find nobody, so why not draft that guy? Save the money and draft that guy.
yeah, like trying to do a potential 3-team type trade
It's so
thing, it'll
hard.
just be too tough
Yeah.
because I mean, you're gonna keep your core. That's Steph, Clay, Draymond. You're keeping that core. So now you're talking about flipping the pick and Wiggins to Bucks for Middleton. I don't think Milwaukee want Wiggins. I don't think Wiggins
No.
want to be in Milwaukee. And then now you're gonna try to flip that to go get Chris Paul or something like that. It'll just be
See what you do is
just
we can go to OKC because he's young and he can score. That's what happens to him. Bucks get Chris Paul and I don't know. That's a dream scenario, but that's the point though. Like I don't understand how Warriors think they're going to get somebody of that caliber when those teams, the teams that got them, are the good teams. The Bucks, the Heat, the Clippers. Like those are the teams that got them. So you're not going to get that star that you want who can do it all. So my advice, you're working out Denny. Why not? Why not get the guy who can? Because he can still shoot the ball. He's European basketball style, so that's already right under the Spurs system. I mean, I don't see why this wouldn't work and why this wouldn't be a good pairing. And on top of that, I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like guys like Anthony, like you get Anthony Edwards to the Warriors, I think eyes are on him to be that guy they want him to be. But how is he going to be that guy with the Warriors, where Denny could do a bunch of different things?
Like style matters for where you drafted that too, because like if you're going to a strictly scorer type guy, unless you can get buckets as efficiently as Kevin Durant, you don't need to be on the Warriors because you're only going to get 15 to 20 shots.
Right.
And like at least when KD getting 18 shots, he putting up 28, 32.
Right.
Or
Exactly.
if he really got hot, he might have got 40. He went to the free throw line, hit some threes, something like that. So
Exactly.
I mean, it's just certain guys where they gotta get drafted to the right spot. I think the stuff about the Warriors trading the pick though just kind of comes from they're in win now mode. Guys are getting older, guys are getting paid. So yeah, Denny could, if he panned out to be the best version of himself, that could be your next star or something like that. But they're in win now mode. So if they make a trade, they're gonna have to go all out. Wiggins, or I mean, they may even throw Draymond in. You just never know. Like, hey, somebody not named Steph or Clay with that pick,
Right. I
and,
mean,
and probably some future assets or something to go make a play for a splash. Because right now they don't have anybody that can deal with Draymond, not Draymond, AD or LeBron. Because Draymond ain't finna cover LeBron or AD on a consistent basis in a
nah.
7-game series,
Yeah, nah.
and we know Wiggins definitely ain't finna do it.
Yeah,
So
so yeah.
they got to go find their own mismatch because KD ain't coming back. And then
The
even
only
with like
the only move
a
you can
Kawhi, they can't stop Kawhi.
the only move they can make, and you
They
talking
can't stop Jokic either, so they
nah,
gotta go
yeah.
make a play for somebody.
The only
They have a mismatch.
you said it earlier. The only person that can do it is to get Embiid. I mean, because to me, Giannis is unrealistic because you're not getting you're not giving me no Drummond, no Wiggins. You give me Clay. Like you're not about to give me you're not about to give me no Drummond, no Wiggins. I don't want that. So I mean, Sixers probably don't want it either. That's the thing. Who out here really be like, yeah, I'll take Wiggins. Yeah, I'll take Drummond. Nobody, I mean, Draymond. Nobody saying that. Nobody
And
saying
see,
that.
like the thing about trying to get Embiid now is Philly just added Doc Rivers. I don't think
And
Doc trying to make.
what?
I,
I'm out.
like
I resign.
I understand. Like I understand he the coach, he's not the GM, but
Yeah.
I don't think Doc or Elton Brand would be like, yeah, let's flip Embiid and get these guys. So
Let's get Draymond.
yeah, so
Ridiculous.
I don't see that
Ridiculous.
happening. Like
Yeah.
I'm not sure
They gonna
who's
have
gonna be.
they gonna have to draft this pick. That's what it's gonna have to come down to. Like I don't see anybody. Cause like I said, there's nobody want Wiggins and Draymond, not to win. I'm not
Yeah,
saying.
like, yeah, they got to go to the right team to fit just right. And at this point, I don't think they'll flip Draymond just because of what he means to that team.
He's a heart and soul to me. So yeah, you're right. So and nobody's out here screaming for Wiggins, even though he's a 20-point scorer. Ain't nobody out here screaming for him. So that's the move, man. Go get my boy Denny, man. You know what? I really wish you know I'm Team International all the way through. Low key, y'all be cheering for USA. I be cheering for Serbia. You know that's my team. Denny nationality is Israel and suburban. Lord have mercy, Serbian. I wish he plays Team Serbia so I can. I'm getting me a jersey. Like that's the case. Like I'm low key full. That's my team nationally. If we if we talk about Olympics, if he was going there, but he probably won't. But yeah, I think he might be. I think he might be the best fit for the Warriors though. Like I want him to go somewhere where I think he's the most natural fit guy. Like you can say, oh, he fits in Cleveland. Oh, he fits in Charlotte. Oh, he fits in Minnesota too. Like I feel like he fits anywhere. But based on what you need, Warrior, get the guy who can do it all to help you out. But that's my opinion. So
Yeah, I'm curious, man. Like, cause they don't really have a whole lot of cap flexibility, so they're gonna have to definitely use their mid level and vet men
get some veterans in there. Yeah.
to get some defense and some more, bench scoring and definitely a big. Cause you're gonna need. I mean, I don't know.
They said they want Dwight. They said they want Dwight Howard.
Yeah. I don't know if Dwight will slide down and go back and play LeBron again, but I mean,
What
that's a cheap option right there, man. If he. Because his value gonna be at peak value now. Like,
but what would you
on the back end, but you still can block and rebound.
What would you do if you're Dwight Howard? Because you're talking about,
bro. I'm running with LeBron. I'm not leaving LeBron. Like, let me get my little 10 and 6. I'm running with LeBron.
I'm with you. I don't see what in the world makes you say, "Oh, I'm gonna leave LeBron." I don't see it.
Like, bro, you done made so many millions of dollars playing in Orlando, playing with James Harden.
Have fun and win.
In Atlanta, in Charlotte, bro. You in LA.
And your girl, and she on, what team she on? What Cooper? She on the Sparks, ain't it?
Probably so, but bro, you can play with LeBron, arguably the GOAT, Anthony Davis, already on the GOAT power forward list.
Right.
Top 5 in the game right now, can do everything. Like, bro, you won't get double. Like, yeah, you didn't win a title in Orlando, but, bro, you can play with this team
for the rest of your career and ride out.
Man.
LeBron not going to get rid of you, man.
Get you 20-something minutes, 10 points, 6, 7 rebounds, give me a block and a half. Bro, I'm cool with that.
You can be in the news. You can be in the news because you Dwight Howard and you own the Lakers. That's it for
Like
me. That's it.
your
That's all.
name is still relevant, man. You can still
Yeah.
sell jerseys, shoes. You can get your business ventures popping, whatever you into. Like, man,
It's too
I'm
easy.
running with
It's too
I'm running with
easy.
LeBron.
Too easy of a decision. So that's not it. So maybe I don't even know. It's a lot of free agents out there. But you're right. They have to go get a big one. They have to address that situation. So hopefully one who can like space the floor a little bit too. Um, I mean maybe trading to go get somebody like Bamba, or maybe you can convince Orlando to give you Vucevic. That might be it.
Hey,
Hey, Orlando take that
it,
2 pick.
bro,
What you draft Bamba for? What the hell you draft
man,
Bamba for if you're not gonna play this man? Like go give Vucevic, give up Vucevic, get the number 2 pick, start Bamba at the center, Aaron Gordon, 48. You got Fultz looking good, Anthony Edwards, boom, easy,
yo,
easy,
if Warriors did make a trade to
easy.
get Vucevic,
That's it. That's the move. That's the move, Rashad.
bro, hey, forget
That's
the
it.
Clippers,
That's it.
Lakers, Warriors, because
That's
Clippers need some
it.
help.
Hey, that is the move. People don't like if you do not
Because
watch Orlando
but
basketball.
people don't understand. Vucevic, I think, is the top
Top
five
five,
big.
top five big in the game, easy,
Like yeah, like
easy.
it's a drop off from Jokic, Embiid, and Cat. Like it's a drop
Yeah,
off
yeah,
to your special to your specialists, to the Go Bears, to
yeah.
the Vucevic's and all them kind of guys.
But he can get you 30 any night,
man,
any night. Can get you
Vucevic can score 18 to 20, can
easy,
rebound 8 to
easy.
10, 8 to 12, and he decent passing, and he decent enough defensively.
Yo,
Where he lacking that, get you a backup big to come in and take care of that. But
yo, I think we own. I think we own something, yo.
cause bro, Steph Curry, I don't care what your ranking is. Him, Dame, Russ, Chris Paul, all these guys, they the top point guards in the league. Clay, he a top 5 guard in the league from his position. Draymond top 7 at his, cause his skill set so diverse. You put Vucevic with that and get you a decent little bench, you got something to work with.
Do you think they got to trade Wiggins to do it? Or I guess money wise, you have to do it probably. But
Yeah. For finances, you got to
that's
do it.
fine. You can find you a small fool who can just go 15. Like, just yo, I think we own something.
Man.
I think we just did something. Shout me, hey Orlando, hit me up, man. I'm trying to get y'all. I'm trying to get y'all the future
Because they need a big in Orlando. What pick they have? Like they have a lower pick.
they probably they made the playoffs, so they probably gonna have like, like 19, 20. If that, maybe a little higher than that, like maybe
So
18.
like if you can get
2 and
a
18?
guaranteed lottery pick and a potential,
Yep.
somebody might slip out the lottery.
Bro,
I can work with that. You already got Fultz. You stole him on Philly.
and you still might make the playoffs. That's the 8 seed is wide open in the East, and you say Toronto might not be there, so that's 2 seeds open in the East. So
Man, if I'm Toronto, bro, I'm gonna just say it's time to bail. Kyle Lowry, go to the Clippers, play with Kawhi. They need a point guard, and we finna start over out here.
first off, we out here dropping gems because I got Vucevic to the Warriors. You just sent Kyle Lowry to the Clippers?
Like I just gonna start over because he on the expiring. We know Ibaka and
I love
Gasol
it.
said,
Yo.
"Hey, Gasol already said I'm going home. I'm
Yo.
going to Spain."
I love it. Hey,
And then look,
hire
Fred
me.
Van Fleet might not sign back. It ain't no guarantee Fred sign back.
Fred-
'Cause
Fred to the
somebody gonna put that 80 million
Hey,
in front of,
if Russ
Fred.
if Russ don't go to they'll get traded. Fred Knicks, it might be the star over there. Hey,
telling you.
we gotta be on to something, man. That's
Somebody put 80 million in front of Fred. He ain't turn it down because I know Toronto ain't gonna offer that.
Nah, you're right. So we talk about all these top teams. Let's just change get to NFL real quick. Get back on the NFL side. All right, this is the whole setup. Reason why we bring it up. So my Vikings today traded Yannick Ngakoue to the Ravens. Right. Trade hindsight, not a good trade. Right. You traded your 2nd round pick early in the season because you thought Vegas had the Vikings winning 10, 11 games, possibly winning the division. All right, so you're talking about you're trying to go all in, you're trying to go win. Your pass rusher may or may not be hurt, so you go get you another one for a team that's selling their one of their stars. I think you could say that it's probably a good decision at the time when you 0-0, right?
Yeah.
So now you're 1-5. You cap restricted. You paid Dalvin Cook. You paid Kirk Cousins all this money. Anthony Barr left you, and he came back, and you paid him. franchise tag Ant Harris, who's not playing up to his franchise tag. So you trade Unique Ngakoue to the Ravens for a third and a fifth. So you trade now it's gonna be an early second for a late third and a fifth. Hindsight, not a great trade, but you understand the process now. You can't pay Unique, trade him away to a team like the Ravens, right? The Ravens got this. The Ravens got Calais Campbell, Unique Ngakoue, and Marcus Peters for a third and 2/5 and like a linebacker. Like, that's great GM on the Raiders side. However,
well, no, not yeah, it is, but they took advantage of circumstances.
That's also true,
and that's what it's all about.
That's what it was about. So yeah, you're right. So you got it when the team was down, and it made sense. Now, they had to pay Lamar Jackson very, very soon. We talk about teams winning a Super Bowl on a rookie contract. That's the way you want to do it. Russell Wilson, Big Ben, Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, just to name a few. That's what you want to do. Carson Wentz, because even Nick Foles, Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, but he was back up. They were making money anyway. If they don't win the Super Bowl, which I think which was my pick, and I think you picked them too, to go to the Super Bowl. If they don't win the Super Bowl,
they got to do it now.
They got to do it now, because if you do not do it, you're talking about paying Lamar Jackson $40 million when you pay Unique Ngakoue. Calais Campbell's old; he's gonna be out of here. You just paid Marlon Humphrey the bag; he got almost $100 million. Marcus Peters, I'm pretty sure they paid him. You had to let Earl Thomas go, but you got all these guys. You need to upgrade the weaponry, but if Mark Andrews playing the way he's playing, you got to pay him. And the offensive line, Orlando Brown, elite. Yeah, you got to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pay all these guys. But when you talk about your quarterback making $40 million,
I mean,
what
could say them is RB is trash, and you got Lamar, who was a
top five
RB slash. So because Mark Ingram ain't did much, J.K.
Dobbins
haven't done much.
It's a collective.
Granted, small sample size, but they haven't done much.
But that's the way to do it, though. That Ravens is the way to do it. Do not pay running backs. You pay the quarterback who can be running back too. That's how you cheat.
Hey, and then receiver wise, Willis Snead, Hollywood Brown.
That ain't it.
That ain't lighting it up out there. So.
Dez Bryant, practice squad.
Man, that ain't moving the needle either. So hey, we talk about my dog coming back, Antonio A.B. Brown. I know they're saying Seattle #1.
That might be it.
Baltimore need to clear this man's name whatever way they can and sign him, because Lamar need a target. Because Willis Snead ain't gonna be it. Like, Willis Snead ain't been good since he had Drew Brees. So
he really wasn't that good then. Like, that's the thing. Like, he just got blonde hair and run around.
I mean, Hollywood Brown is a speedster, but he's not an AB. He's not winning jump balls. He's not going to command a double coverage. I mean, if he don't really catch a bomb, he don't really do anything for you in real life or fantasy. He's not a volume guy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not looking. And the thing is, you're gonna pay you're paying your quarterback to make these guys better. And to me, that's just not his style, because he's more of a running quarterback. And with the ability to pass, with the sidearm passes he can make, the playmaking at any given time, he can light you up. So when teams pay the quarterback, you become stuck. Like, just like with Minnesota, you pay Kirk Cousins, or Jimmy. Think about the Rams. Like, the Rams, like, yeah, this year they're doing fine. Well, are they doing fine? They beat the NFC East. So until they beat another team in another division, I'm just gonna have my reserves. But they pay Jared Goff all this money. The Eagles pay Carson Wentz all this money. 49ers pay Jimmy G all this money. And you're talking.
Well, Rams. I gotta cut in on the Rams. Like, Rams messed up paying Gurley. Then you paid everybody. You went and got Cooks.
They paid everybody.
You had Woods, Cup. Like, you paid everybody.
They thought it was a baseball for a second.
They paid Donald, and Donald. They paid Jalen Ramsey. Like, at some point, you got to be like, look, yeah, we in LA, we got this stadium, but we can't keep throwing money at everybody.
Hey, they throw the bag,
they got rid of
boy.
Cooks, got rid of Gurley. Now they okay.
Yeah. So but at the same point, it's like, we got rid of Cooks. We ain't replacing him.
They couldn't pay Peters.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, and That's the thing. They trade all these stars
you
and
can't
then
you can't pay everybody, man. So you got to figure out we can pay a few, and the rest got
they
to be filler.
they smart. The Rams was actually kind of smart because they best linebacker. Remember, they don't have a great receiver linebacking core. They best linebacker. They had to let it walk. Like you're our best, but we can't do it, and that's what you're supposed to do when you pay Donald and Ramsey the bag. Like, you talking about not even the bag, historic, historic contracts, right?
Pretty much.
So, you become stuck when you were so relied upon stars, and that's so you have to win a Super. Which what you think about it? The Rams was in the Super Bowl. They was in the Super Bowl for golf got paid, right? I think.
Yep.
All right, so that's right. Jimmy G got paid early because he was second round pick traded, but they still got there while the rest of the team was young on rookie deals. Can they get back to it? We'll see. But that's the way to do it. The Chiefs did it last year, and now, well, they got the bag too. Apparently, they throwing out money in Kansas City left and right. But they gonna be smart though, because Sammy won't come back. They probably gonna cut Frank Clark or trade him away. Like they gonna do something too, and I wait to see what they do because they know where they can keep all these guys. But yeah, you got Clyde and Le'Veon Bell for what $2 million total. That's just oh my god,
peanut crumbs.
That's
Boy,
just
compared to NFL money.
That's just amazing. Like that is why the number one rule is not to pay running backs. Like I love all right. Let me just get off my chest. Like I love Dalvin Cook, y'all. Like I really love Dalvin Cook. I think him and King Henry are the best two running backs in football, in my opinion, and I don't think nobody can really change that to me. When I watch Dalvin Cook and I watch Derrick Henry, I am amazed at everything they can do. But I just can't do it as a GM. I just can't. I can't do it when I want to win. I can do it when I'm not winning. Panthers, Cardinals when they had David Johnson, I can do that. But when I'm winning, I just can't do it. I respect what Pittsburgh did to Le'Veon Bell. You cannot pay that man $15, $16 million and pay Antonio Brown 15, 16, and your quarterback top in the league and pay in salary. You just can't do it, Rashad. And I get it, man. But when you pay those running backs and those positions that you're talking about, like all this money, you pay 3 receivers, like Rams. You talking about you got Cup, you got Woods, and you got come on, that's too many guys. You don't need all that,
bro.
And Gurley,
they gave Higby a bag.
Come on, man. They pay every two. I mean, they gave him a contract. Like, come on, guys. Like, and Higbee is killing me in Dynasty. Like, I had to go trade for a tight end because he can't do nothing. Like, Everett took spot back. Like, come on.
He had one good week.
And I'm trying to follow the money, and I'm wrong. Like, come on. Like, that usually works. But is there any other teams around the league that you feel like, just like the Ravens, like, all right, man, Ravens are in that Super Bowl of bust category because the contract's almost up. But are there any other teams you feel the same way? Is like, once they pay their quarterback, that's it.
Oh, number one culprit is Dallas Cowboys. They already stuck. They stuck. They
And
stuck
they
as
didn't
we
pay
speak.
him.
Like they stuck as we speak. You gave Cooper too much money. You gave Zeke some money.
Bro.
Your secondary is floundering.
Your offensive line all gone.
Yeah, offensive line has started to age, and you haven't replaced anybody. Defensive line ain't really there. Your best player, Alden Smith.
He ain't played 7 years almost.
So, I mean, I think Cowboys stuck already. You franchise tag Dak. You may end up losing Dak. I mean, they did offer him. They were bickering over amount of years, so they did offer him a contract. So his injury, stuff like that, that kind of falls on both sides. But that's part of the game as well. So Cowboys are definitely stuck. I mean,
I'm with you.
They may end up losing Dak. Dak may feel like I'm gonna go somewhere else. Well, it's a better old line. He may go jump over to the Colts or somebody because Rivers damn sure ain't it no more. So I'm just throwing it out there. But Cowboys number one stuck as hell.
If Dak sit back and just watch this team, I ain't got no defense. My running back, I'm sorry. Anybody who's saying Zeke the best running back, why? Why are you saying that? For what reason? Or what reason are you getting to say he's best running back? He loses the game for them every week. Every week he fumbled the ball in the red zone and now the team goes touchdown. Every week he doing something wrong. So if I'm Zeke, Dak, I'm sorry. I'm out of there. Like, get me out of here, Bucko. Like this, I'm glad you ain't pay me. Like you said, go to the Colts. Number one defense right now. One of the best offensive line. I ain't got no weapons.
but you can find those.
But we can find y'all job is to find those. So so yeah. I mean, come on, man. It's just too. That's a great one. You know another one though that nobody gonna talk about. The Houston Texans. They stuck. I don't matter. I don't care who they get at at coach because
But I don't think nobody care because like Houston is a they're not as big a brand as certain other teams are,
that's
and
fair.
then nobody really considers them one of those like teams that gonna compete for a championship right away. Like yeah, they paid Watson, but honestly, bro, they've been stuck for years. They just kept getting by because of the division.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Right, they've been because they only had Clowney and Watt. All right, well they had Clowney, Watt, Honey Badger. They couldn't pay Honey Badger. They didn't want to pay Clowney. You want to keep him Watt because he is a staple of the community.
He is the Texan. He is the Houston Texan.
Yeah, him and Watson are like the Texans. Well, definitely Watt by a long shot. So, I mean, they've been stuck for years, in my opinion.
But you would think they would have money when you don't pay Honey Badger star, don't pay Clowney star, don't pay D Hop star, and yet they still broke. That's the crazy part. Well, if Texans, I give you saying like Texas probably not a good one because they're not going to the Super Bowl. Well, what about the same guy in Lamar Jackson's class, Josh Allen? They rely on like as much we love Josh Allen especially like fantasy wise, right? They rely on him way too much, and he ain't getting paid yet. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's making. I mean, he was drafted top 10, so he's probably making what maybe like 10 million total in his first 4 years, something like that. They rely on him to do everything. When he's sorry, or plays a subpar game. Tennessee got the behind whoop, like, and I think that's the same way even when they played Chiefs, he was struggling, and what they was losing. They wasn't really competing. They was out there. The Bills defense is not as good as it once was. You're lucky you got Diggs off of circumstance. We talk about D and GM circumstance. You got a star in Diggs, but your running back's not looking good. Singletary or Zach Moss, they can't stay healthy. Your offensive line is not one of the best in the league. But they rely on Josh Allen so much right now. Imagine how much they're gonna rely on him when he's making $40 million. Like, this is it. This the Bills' year. They 4-2 right now, and two about to come take that division anyway.
Yeah, their defense has regressed terribly. Like the defense ain't even like.
What?
I mean, like I'm gonna throw a fantasy aspect in, but just watching the real aspect, like that defense is terrible. Like, I think fantasy they're like a bottom 20 defense.
Like what
and,
happened?
And like people,
what happened?
Bro, people are drafting Bills defense like top 5.
They had no offseason, bro. That's what it was. Oh yeah, same coaches last year. It does not really an excuse. So yeah, Bills like where I got Kurt at, man. Matter of fact, I need to go and send him a DM because he need to hear my thoughts on this and about how much they relied on him. They rely on Josh Allen now. Wait till he get that bag, and you can't do nothing. You can't upgrade your defense. You can't get another receiver or another. You can't get another offensive line that you need. Like it's gonna be over for them, and they gotta win this year too. Like
I mean, the only smart thing they will do and have done is they're not gonna pay a running back. They're gonna keep on drafting an RB every third, fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody else who's stuck, he's injured right now. Only played one game. People drafted him top 5. You didn't pay somebody else. The Saints, they done. Mike Thomas all banged up.
Yo,
he got receiver money.
That dude
Kamara
got
got his money.
played.
And look, even though Drew Brees may come off the books, Taysom Hill again like 13, 14 mil.
For
he
what?
ain't doing that.
For what?
So
where Ross?
And then you
got
to think about my boy Lattimore coming up on that defensive side for the money. So Saints finna be stuck.
And he saw what Marlon Humphrey got. Oh,
Saints on their way to being stuck.
Stuck. Matter of fact, what can Will at too? I gotta talk to him too about this. They stuck. They gotta win this. They gotta win this year. They got to. Like they got to win this year.
If they give Jameis the starting job, like hypothetically, he gonna want decent money. He gonna just take.
You gotta usually give him 15 and 20.
Yeah, so you're gonna pay
1 year.
You're gonna pay him and Hill $30 million combined.
Well, yeah, because they got to put the ball in Taysom Hill's hands, Rashad. They got to give him the ball for whatever reason.
Man,
they swear he good. I still yet to seen it. You know what? The only time Taysom Hill is good is when he played the Vikings. Like, am I lying?
Man, hey,
And the only
he don't do a whole lot, but what he does, he does be effective with it from time to time.
and it's only against the Vikings. Think about it. Hey, watch
So,
watch when we play them in December. He gonna have like 100. I'm gonna start him in fantasy. I'm gonna go pick him up
hey,
and put him in.
pick up for tight end and flex.
Hey, but before we get out of here, let's do a segment. Uh, like we are not idiots. You know what I'm saying? We trying to predict what happens in the Thursday night football game when some of y'all hear this on Friday. So Giants Eagles, the NFC least is in action tonight. Who you think wins? And do you think the team that wins tonight probably have a step on everybody in the division?
Like, bro, I'm so far out on the Eagles. I can't even justify picking them.
Yo.
Yeah, I like Carson Wentz. I did steal him in fantasy. Somebody dropped him. I picked him up.
Played him against Baltimore. That's but you genius, boy.
So I mean, like fantasy wise, he had a good little game. You got to take advantage of mistakes. Somebody dropped him. But I think I'm gonna put Daniel Jones in the dynasty league and let him eat on that Philly defense a little bit because he runs and throws. I might have to put Daniel Jones in. I think Giants win the game. I'm out on the Eagles. Ertz hurt. Wentz been iffy. No receivers.
You know what's crazy? What if Washington had a quarterback?
Bro, I've been trying to tell people for so long.
Ryan
why y'all just go get
Fitzpatrick.
Derek Carr?
Ryan Fitzpatrick right now. Get on the phone.
Somebody.
Give him a 4.
Please, somebody.
That you have a chance to win the division. I would take it. Like, okay, we want to tank. No. Not when this bad. Like I can see the Cowboys and Eagles was 5-1. All right, who cares? Let's just go ahead and lose. You can win. They already beat Eagles, didn't they? So you got
Washington did. We won.
And you got Dallas this week without Dak. You beat them too. Fitzpatrick. Why not? But
I don't think Miami will do it though, man. They want to keep. They want to keep some leadership around.
They break my dude's heart, bro.
Hey, yeah, they messed him up,
they
man.
Break my dude's heart.
He been playing good ball, and you just be like, hey, you out.
Oh my god, I can't believe them. I can't believe they did that. But I'm gonna roll with the Eagles. The crazy thing is, like, I have no confidence in the Eagles,
bro. I have zero. Goddard out, Ertz out. You only got Wentz. Miles Sanders out.
Bro, that hurt.
No Alshon Jeffrey.
Miles
no
Sanders
D-Jax.
That hurt me. Miles Sanders hurt me in like 2 leagues.
So who is Wentz going to? Fulgham, whatever his name is.
Fulgham is a star. That's a superstar. Low key.
Grant Ward. I mean, you got guys getting relevant off of just because they're to catch the ball.
Should you say you gonna start Daniel Jones? Should I throw Deshaun Jackson in my dynasty? I need to win bad, bro. Like I keep losing. Everybody hurt. Everybody hurt my team.
Upside play.
Chris Godwin just got back. Adams still banged up. Mostert, every time he play, he get hurt. I'm struggling, bro.
And they gave him a little pay raise.
And I lost Dak.
Hey, you still got Josh Allen though in that league, man. So you got to throw Josh Allen up for sure.
My best 2 players is Josh Allen and Waller. And Waller ain't got no O-line. He got a block this weekend.
Hey, yeah, there's gonna be a rough matchup for you this weekend, fantasy man. It's gonna be a rough matchup.
It's gonna be crazy, man. So that's the show, man. Preach with Rashad. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Oh no, Daniel Jones lead the way.
Hey, make sure y'all subscribe. Preach with Rashad on all platforms. We are prophets.